What is up, my button mashers? Welcome back into with Nateslegend. I'm Nateslegend. Today we are joined by Jay Moore. Did I get? Nope, I got it wrong. Jay Moore, the gaming dad, and we got Doodles here with us. That kind of works. There we go. We practice our directionals, and I'm still messing it up. How are you guys? What's going on? How you been? Start with Jay. Yeah, Jay, you got to unmute yourself.
I am.
There you
unmuted.
go. There you go.
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I've been super busy, so I haven't really had enough time to do my vlogs, to do videos.
It happens.
And on top of that, being a dad on top of it. So
yeah, that's really the big one, right? Like when you're a dad, that kind of takes up all of your time. There's nothing wrong with that. When you can get to it, definitely post. We love seeing you post.
And
but
also, just so everybody knows, I have actually changed my name. I am now Jay Moore, the gaming dad. So you will actually see that on my channel coming this week.
There you go. We have the update on your screen there. The big announcement. I mean, we kind of mentioned it a little bit, but
we mentioned it a little bit.
Big reveal there. It is Jay Moore, the gaming dad, officially. So we're gonna keep rolling with that. Doodles, we have Scott back with us though. Scott, it's been a few weeks, man. How have you been?
I've been good. I'm finally out of my old job. Going to start a new chapter here soon. Looking forward to life. Things are going great.
Yes.
And you know what? It's just great to see both of you guys. You both are looking handsome, and just being a part of this crew makes me feel better about myself. So that's good.
Oh, there's nothing you have to worry about there, Doodles. You're a gorgeous man. Well, we're glad to have you both in. Just to jump right into things, I asked you before the show, the same get up as always here. I do have a question for you. So now I use the word obscure, obviously, just when I say obscure, I mean doesn't already have one. Which obscure superhero or villain do you think most deserves their own video game? Let's start with Jay.
I would say John Stewart.
Stewart, Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. Yes.
Okay.
I think
good answer.
The Green Lantern needs to have that solidarity. You can't really, and here's why. You can't really use Superman. You know what I mean? Because the man's impervious to everything. What, is everybody gonna have kryptonite bullets now or something like? So that's already out, because what are his things that are gonna knock him down? What are those things that are gonna make him weak? It's not like you can throw a Batman at him or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, it would be physically impossible to make a Superman game. But when you talk about Green Lantern, though, to me personally, he needs a little bit more time to shine. And I think after watching the Snyder Cut and hearing all the news surrounding the John Stewart Green Lantern that he planned to make, I think even more now than anything does he need to be, in the limelight. I think
that's fair.
It's his shot.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I actually just got a Green Lantern super suit in the mail.
My dude, there it is.
There it is. I ordered it off of Super X. I think you guys see him all the time on Facebook. And I've been looking at him for about a year now, and I'm like, oh,
pull the trigger.
This is cool. Then when I saw that Green Lantern suit, I was like, done.
Yep.
$182 later.
Ooh.
But
worth it.
Yes, it's actually real worth it, and it looks so good. But Green Lantern would be my choice. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be John Stewart. It can be Hal Jordan. It could be Kyle Reiner. It could be Kilowog. As long as it's a lantern, I feel
that's fair.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, do you think a Green Lantern game could turn things around for Green Lantern enough to cover up or hide the Ryan Reynolds fiasco, push that down enough to kind of give this man some hype? Do you think that's even possible at this point in time?
Yes, actually I do. And that's with the Ryan Reynolds fiasco. And here's why. Here's the main reason why Ryan Reynolds failed as Green Lantern. The number one reason was the writing and the director. That was it. The acting could have been a lot better, of course, but they're being directed a certain way.
That's fair. That's fair.
I cannot be mad at Ryan Reynolds for doing what he's doing.
I tease Ryan Reynolds. I think he is absolutely fantastic. So Ryan, don't be mad at us here. But ultimately the movie itself. Anywho, that's fair though. I can see that point of view.
It's the writing and the direction that made that movie ultimately fail. Now, but if it were to come on TV and there was nothing else left to watch, then yeah, I'd watch it. Because I enjoy seeing Green Lantern on TV, especially rest in peace to Michael Clark Duncan playing Kilowog. So I actually really enjoyed the movie. And, you know, like I said, if there ain't nothing else on TV worth my time watching, then I'm watching.
Fair enough. So can't blame you there. Let's move on to Doodles here. Doodles, what is your answer? What would you turn into a video game?
I love my answer already. I thought of it last second, and I'm really stoked about it. So we got Spider-Man, Peter Parker. We got Spider-Man, Miles Morales. But what the world really needs is we need Spider-Ham, voiced by John Mulaney. We need a full Looney Tunes meets Spider-Man game. I need it. We all need it. Everyone's been asking for it, even if they haven't been. It'd
be really. I'm gonna twist that a little bit. It'd be really interesting to get a Gwen Stacy game. I mean, they've made a Miles Morales, they've made a Peter Parker. Why not? Why not throw in a Gwen Stacy as well?
Here's the thing, though. How do we know that that's not going to happen?
No, we don't know.
Fair. Yeah, I don't see us getting Spider-Ham, but that would be fantastic. I'm picturing it more of like an arcade, almost a Mario 64-bit type game as you swing through. I would absolutely love that game. That would be
a frying pan, and it's like it fits in your pocket. And you know, it'd be the best thing ever. So that's my answer. I want to see Spider-Ham. That would be cool. Also, along with Jay's answer, I'd like to see Martian Manhunter come up a little more. Have we all seen the Snyder Cut?
Yes, we've definitely seen it. You unfortunately weren't a part of the watch party, but
I did watch it my own time though.
There you go. As long as we've all seen it, no spoilers though. We're gonna avoid.
Can we throw out a spoiler thing real quick? I want to talk about one thing.
One thing, guys. One thing. One spoiler. Go.
Okay. Don't show me Martian Manhunter and then don't bring him in. That's my thing. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Other than that, beautiful, perfect, loved it.
Fair enough. We can talk Martian Manhunter another time. We'll go ahead and we can pull that down now.
I'm good.
All right. So moving on, guys, definitely appreciate the answers. For my quick answer, I would do Moon Knight. I think it'd be an awesome mix between Deadpool and Batman, and you just
I am so glad you said Moon Knight because they're actually bringing Moon Knight to the big screen.
I know.
It's supposed to hit sometime next year into 2023.
I mean, with the way that they're incorporating him or all the movies and TV shows into video games anymore, I wouldn't put it past it that it could potentially happen. So definitely would be a fun one. But again, moving on, let's get into our updates here. Now, have you guys seen the PlayStation Play at Home campaign at all?
Yes.
Yes. Right.
It first came up on my PlayStation, I think, yesterday after an update.
Yes. We film on Sundays, guys, so it is the 28th, and these did become available as of the 27th. So, sorry, throw that one in there. Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, what in the hell is this? Then I click on it, and it just shows me a whole bunch of old shit. And I'm like,
okay, all right.
How I feel about this.
I don't know if we could say Subnautica that old.
So I was just like, I wasn't too excited about anything. I didn't see anything that triggered me that I already didn't have already, or something that I wanted that I already wound up getting like months before this. So
fair.
My question is, with this, is this play at home thing supposed to be their version of Xbox Gold or Xbox?
No. So this is on top of what they already have. So you already have your PlayStation Plus where you get your 3 free games every month. As long as you have PlayStation Plus, you continue to have those games. This is different. This is These games are given to you completely free of charge, even if you don't have Plus, even if you don't have, you cancel any membership, you keep these games. They are your games. So that is the biggest difference in play at home versus PlayStation Plus. So just a heads up for everybody. Doodles, what about you? Anything on that list that that stood out to you?
I saw the icon and I didn't click on it.
You did? Okay. So ultimately, guys, there's Ratchet and Clank was the original one. So you had that earlier in the month, and then you have 9 games that just became active, and 1 more becoming active later next month. So you have lots of games that are ultimately coming out. What really stood out to me is the number of PSVR games. Now, as someone that just got a PSVR, I'm super stoked because it just saved me a lot of money. So for me, super dope. But there were a lot of PSVR games there, and it's assuming that a lot of people have the VR, which I don't know. I don't feel like that really took off the same way that they want it to. I know they're pushing the PS5 VR at this point, but
or the VR V2, like we talked about.
Yeah, V2 that they have the PS5 version. Like, I know they're pushing that, and I know that they're trying to amp that up just a little bit, but that was a lot of PSVR games for most people not having PSVR, at least in my opinion. But
loading in on it right now.
So we can loop back to what all is available there if you end up pulling the list. But we also have Microsoft that kind of made some news. They're in talks to purchase Discord.
Look, I am not a big fan of Microsoft Xbox. I'm really not.
Okay.
But I am excited to hear this deal. I mean, it's $10 billion estimation for this company that Microsoft is trying to acquire. Now, do they have the capital? Yes, they do. Yeah. Is this a great direction that they're going in? Yes, it is. I think that this is going to be a really great power move for Xbox or Microsoft in general.
Yes.
They can implement that, say, Discord into your OS, like on my laptop like right now. You know what I mean? Like, without having to sign up for anything extra or do, all you got to do is just sign into your Discord account and boom, there it is. And it's an actual app on your computer instead of you having to, go through the internet, have it saved on their bookmarks, do all this, do all that.
Download the application, all of that.
Application. It's already preloaded on there. And I think it would be such a great idea. And I think this is a strategic move and a shot at Zoom. And maybe even StreamYard or other streaming platforms, you know what I mean? Like, because technically, if we wanted to, we could really just do this on Discord if we really wanted to. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
OBS and whatnot. So I think that this is a really great move on Microsoft's part. And I actually now have the play at home thing pulled up now. But yeah, I think this is a great move by them. I think that they will definitely benefit from this. It does entice me to play more on PC, though.
Yes. Doodles, do you have any quick thoughts on the matter?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what changes when if the deal goes through. I'm wondering what kind of plans they have for it, and seeing just as a whole what will change with the Discord function. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what goes on.
Cool. Well, we'll per request here, we'll have him step away. He's requesting a moment for him. Ultimately, for me, when it comes down to the Microsoft purchasing of Discord, I think that this really is their way of tying the two together, the PC and the Xbox, which is they've wanted the whole environment feel. We want to be in the Xbox world versus on the Xbox console. And I think this is just a way of them doing that. They've already brought so many games from Xbox to PC. I think they're really trying to amp that. And by purchasing this, it is a huge shot to PlayStation. I mean, you're looking at everything. What just happened with PlayStation in their chats? They start recording things, for all of that whole fiasco. Like, what's the one way that you can really take a shot at PlayStation after that? Buy Discord. Take away all of their other options and make yours better. So I think that it is a bit of a shot at PlayStation. I really do. I think that it's a genius move to build the world that they want to build. So, yeah, I think it's a great choice.
Let me propose this question to you since we're on this topic, because we now know communications is definitely a strong key to playing with your teammates or friends in general. And here's my question. Since Microsoft is going to try to acquire Discord, what would happen if we say that all right, hold on, I can ask Scott now that he's here too. Are you ready to come back in? Give me a thumbs up.
All right.
I was just getting ready to ask, with the purchase of Discord by Microsoft, what would happen if, say, PlayStation or Sony in general decided that they wanted to buy, say, I don't know, Twitch, maybe?
That
I don't see it happening. I don't see that happening.
The thing that scares me about the whole deal in general is monopolies getting more stuff. Okay, it's going to be the death of like small time people, and it's going to be even harder to break through because they're covering more ground. They already have the video game situation on lock. Once they get the communication platforms or the streaming platforms on their side, it's going to be, I can say, stressful for new people trying to break into the market. So it's I don't know. It's to me, it kind of seems like they're trying to create another Amazon sort of deal. So we'll see what happens.
So I think that it's a slightly different. I think it's been tried already in that sense. We have Xbox that did Mixer, and that flopped pretty hard. And I think people want their the ability to stream and their ability to communicate outside of each other, right? Like, we want it to be able to communicate with each other, but I don't want everything. I want to have more control, I guess is kind of the term that I'm looking for here. I want to be able to have each one separated out and be able to manipulate and control how I want to control. I think Mixer was a great kind of example of what would happen if PlayStation actually bought Twitch. So I don't see it happening. I don't see anything like that actually occurring. But all right, so
like I said, one could dream, though, you know.
Right. Moving on, we gotta keep things kind of flowing a little bit here. So we also have Razer that confirmed Project Hazel. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that, but is the face mask that they created a concept for. They've announced that they're going to go ahead and make it. Have you guys actually seen the Razer at this point? The Project Hazel?
No,
I haven't seen this either. This is
all right.
It's a face mask.
It is. Give me a second here, guys. Let me
face mask. Or the smartest mask.
I don't know if that's messing with my screen. It probably is. I was going to try to pull it up for you guys, but it's not working. Check it out. It is Project Hazel. So essentially what it is, it goes over your, it has over. All right. So it has two filters in it. So they are N95 filters, medical grade quality. They include, it has RGB lighting, so you're able to change how it looks, and then it also has a voice amplifier built in so that you're not dealing with the muffling that you get with normal masks. It will amplify it for you and make you sound normal outside of wearing your mask.
Looks pretty cool.
It does look pretty cool. Again, I should have had this loaded up for everybody and it's watching today. Oh, Doodles. There you go. It is very, very futuristic. Very futuristic.
I feel like I'm like the Arkham Knight wearing this thing.
Right? So with that being said, it seems a little late in the game to me. Like, they should have been released when you announced the concept, because like, you need people to want to buy it. And the more people get vaccinated, the less they're going to want to buy the super expensive face mask. Just me, but what are your thoughts based off what you see there with the mask? What are your guys' thoughts on it?
I actually kind of like it.
It's technology, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the aspect of where it goes around, like, and you guys, you know, if you don't know me by now, you should. I never leave the house without wearing a pair of glasses, sunglasses anyway. So the fact that I have a mask like that, from the way that it looks as I'm looking at the curvature, and my glasses wouldn't fog up or anything like that. I can still breathe properly like I need to, and it also looks, well, you know, like Doodly Doo said, you know, it looks like some Arkham Knight shit.
It's right super futuristic looking, very cyberpunk, very yeah, it's really cool.
it's definitely some technology we could have used over the last year. When I'm dealing with like trying to talk to people and just going, oh, hey guys, how's it going? You guys want to talk?
Everybody just sounds like Kenny.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, how do we know that the technology for what they were trying to go for was even invented or adopted yet?
And that's the thing.
Materials and everything like that. So maybe
great point. Maybe they are still waiting on patents for everything. So that is part of it. Again, as once you've released it as a concept, to me though, like it either needs to be viable right then or remain a concept, because at this point we're coming out of the craziness. Like I don't need it now, you know, like
right.
Should have just left it as the concept, personally speaking, but that's, you know, that's one person's. I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy it. All right, and then we're going to go ahead here and talk about our last little bit before we jump. A couple things, I suppose. Back for Blood has been delayed until October.
I don't see this.
Yay!
I gotta say, I am so beyond sick of this being in the news every week. Every time it's a new game getting delayed. Like, I get it. You want to make the game as good as possible, but like, I'm bored. I'm done. I'm sick of it. Like, just release your game and make it. I know I'm being unreasonable.
I'm honestly at the point where I want surprises. Quit telling me about these ideas, and then I get hopeful for them, and then you tell me I gotta wait longer and longer and longer for them. It's like, I don't know. Every time they bring up an idea, everyone gets super hyped, and then they go, "Oh wait, we're gonna wait because we got to do this game justice." Well, it's like you should have had it. You should have been doing the game justice when you told us about it.
Well, here's my thoughts on it. Maybe it's because they're not trying to become another CD Projekt Red, maybe.
Oh, you know I mean? Like, that was a huge example of everything that could go wrong in your game going wrong in your game.
Exactly.
I'm still mad about No Man's Sky, dude. Still mad.
See, but even then, even No Man's Sky was able to kind of redeem themselves. That went from having some of the worst reviews to really overall positive reviews, especially on Steam. Like, they did redeem themselves with enough time. So yes, I want to give them the time, and I want them to release a good game. I'm almost more sick of bad games being released, especially because I'm still stuck in the middle of Valhalla. Anywho, but that being said, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's another game every week getting delayed. It's just there's so many of them at this point that it get rough. So I see where you're coming from, Jay. Continue on with your point. Sorry, we totally diverged from that. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're totally good. I'd rather you get your point out of how you feel, and that's pretty much what I was trying to get at. You know, they don't want to run into another CD Projekt Red situation. They don't want to run into a Ubisoft situation like they did with the recent game that they had come out, Ghost Recon Badlands or something like that.
I hadn't heard much about that one, unfortunately. Wow, I'm supposed to know about video games. I don't.
And it was just bad. You had a better chance of playing Wildlands. Wildlands was a great game. Or even the Division 1 compared to Division 2. You know what I mean? Division 2 definitely by far better.
It was. They were miles apart from each other. Miles apart.
It doesn't take 5-10 clips to kill a boss. They made it more realistic.
They did. That 10th clip that counts, man. It's the 10th one.
Well, speaking of CD Projekt Red, you also mentioned it came across your feed there, Jay. New potential DLCs coming up. A bit of a leak.
Yes. There was a little bit of a leak recently with Cyberpunk 2077. There may be a leak may reveal plans for 10 free DLCs and 3 paid expansions. If you're not familiar with this story, CD Projekt Red was being blackmailed about 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. It was my source that I got this from is Young on YouTube, who has who also confirms his sources. I watch him a lot when it comes down to getting video game news. So it literally stated that if they don't pay them $10 million, then their just gonna sell it on the black market, which it was confirmed that it was sold on the black market and blah blah blah. But CD Projekt Red, they just said that we're not caving to this. They did this shit like they were the president of the United States. They said we don't respond to terrorist threats. We don't, we're not doing all this stuff. We're not giving you a dime. So if you want to just go ahead and do it, because they're obviously not worried about what information was retrieved, but
leak it. You ain't down.
Yeah, exactly. So apparently that was part of what I just mentioned about the 10 free DLCs and 3 things coming out, I believe. Let me make sure I said that right. 3 paid expansions. There you go.
Okay.
So 10 free DLCs and 3 paid expansions.
That's not bad. That's a good number, especially for kind of what they went through. There sounds like they're kind of hooking us up.
Yeah, that's 13 items and stuff like that you have to get. I mean, that you're gonna get, and 10 of them are free.
That's that really sounds like a makeup call on their part. Like, not saying this is a bad thing. I mean, obviously they wanna kind of hook us up if that's the case. But yeah, that is what that feels like. That's good on them. Good on them. This is it's not a bad thing at all.
Not the same thing I did.
I definitely
don't really see this as a bad thing if others do see this as a bad thing.
So, I mean, I can see where the leak being a bad thing, but like give us some hope. That's not bad. And you can always change the game plan from there. I mean, who knows? You don't have to release all of that as free. You don't have to release all of that as paid. Like, you can kind of mess with it from there. Who cares what was leaked? Give some people some hope. Confirm it, deny it, whatever else, but give us some hope. Glad to hear that they're kind of playing into it a little bit, though. That's good. All right, guys. So let's talk about our main topic tonight, though, which we haven't actually mentioned yet. Main topic is Avengers. Y'all have had a little bit of time to play through the story, play through the campaign. Ultimately speaking, let's just kind of get into what the ultimate game is. So Avengers is an action role-playing game developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix. It is a game that follows I'm going to butcher this, but only because of the president. Kamala Khan. Is that how you say that? Kamala?
Kamala Khan.
It is Kamala. Fantastic. That's how Vice President Kamala Harris. That's just, anyway, so she ends up getting her powers on via a terrorist attack that happened on A-Day, which is meant to celebrate the Avengers. The attack ultimately results in the disbanding of the Avengers. AIM takes its place, and then AIM decides it wants to eliminate all superhumans, so Kamala must get the team together, must assemble the Avengers. Kind of the basic synopsis of it. Now, this game was surrounded with controversy since really the beginning.
Oh, yeah, since the beginning.
I don't want to focus on the controversy too much to begin here. Let's focus on the positives. Now, you guys have been raving about this game, so let's start with let's do Doodles. What's so special about this game?
It validates Miss Marvel as a superhero, in my opinion. It makes her one of the best Avengers. She doesn't only earn her place; she becomes one of my favorites. And this is coming from a guy who spent his whole formative years waiting for the next Marvel movie to come out. And Miss Kamala Khan is amazing, and she doesn't only bring in super awesome powers to the table. She has just the greatest plucky fangirl personality of the Avengers, brings the whole team together and maintains just being awesome the whole game. And I don't know, I really enjoy playing as Miss Marvel. And even if I'm not playing as her, she is a member of my team no matter what.
So for those unfamiliar, Scott, what are some of Miss Marvel's powers? What can she do?
She's Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic.
She's Mr. Fantastic.
That's cutting it down in a nutshell.
All right, fair.
She's stretchy.
Fair enough. Jay, what about you? What are some of your favorite things about the game?
One of my favorite things about the game is when you first started playing the game, the build up to the storyline, and the fact that you actually got a chance to play as all of the Avengers in literally a 15-20 minute span. 5 minutes you're flying around like Iron Man, to throwing people off of everything with the Hulk to electrocuting and throwing Mjolnir at people to shooting Taskmaster like nobody's business with Black Widow, and getting a chance. And this kind of made me tear up a little bit, but to throw Captain America's shield, that was so enjoyable.
You were saying Captain America is the dream for you to play as Captain America. How was that then? Did it actually feel like playing as Captain America?
Now, I don't agree with some of the choices that they have for his outfit, but overall, playing as him, that, you know, it just reminds you of that scene from Endgame. You know, that is America's ass.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Like,
America's ass.
That you're really right. That is America's ass. You know, like it's just, you just feel it. You know what I mean? Like, and after getting a chance to watch, and I'm thinking about this just now, watching the Falcon and Winter Soldier and everything that's going on with that, and then going from playing the game to watching that now, getting ready to go back to playing the game again. It's like, it's an enjoyable feeling, but you can't help but feel so grateful for this character. And he's literally one of my favorite guys. Yeah, hands down. Hell, he's on the wall.
Yeah, right, yeah. Like I said, one of the dreams right there. One of the dreams.
He's right there on my wall, and he watches over my family and my house whenever I'm not here. And
always.
It just felt great because it's like, all right, now I feel like I'm Falcon. You know what I mean? And he just handed the shield to me like he did in Endgame. Like I feel something whenever I get a chance to throw that shield. It was just amazing.
Fair enough.
Just amazing. But that's just one man's take on it.
Fair. No, that's a great take. That's a great take. Now let's talk story for a few moments here. I mean, ultimately the synopsis says, oh, let's we need to reassemble the Avengers. But talk to me about this story. How does the story progress? Are we just hunting down Avengers the entire time? What's the story like?
Happens fairly quick, I would say. You earn it. You earn your characters fairly quick. My favorite part, though, is when you meet Iron Man. I'm an Iron Man fanboy, have been forever. I don't agree with him on Civil War, but it's whatever. It's okay. Still love Iron Man. When you meet him, he is in a rundown desert in Utah. Shout out to the hometown. He's in Utah, in the desert, and he's just living in a trailer, right? And he just looks washed up. He looks like beaten down, and it is my favorite. And you basically play as Iron Man collecting some makeshift suit that you can continue to use throughout the game if you want to keep playing.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Like this makeshift suit that he has, it's I don't know.
Sick. I mean,
it's just so pieced together, just last resort.
Yeah, it's the last resort type deal where he didn't really know whether or not he was going to have, everything. This is just until he was able to get the materials and make his suit.
Of course. I wouldn't expect you to be walking around as a thrown together Iron Man in the middle of the Avengers game. Like at some point.
I love playing as alcoholic fighter pilot Iron Man. It's my favorite.
You know what? That is well said. Alcoholic fighter pilot. I like it.
Fair enough. So
good.
So you end up getting your team together. Now, from there, it has a co-op mode. So how exactly do they incorporate that between the story, the co-op? How does this game play in regards to multiplayer?
You would have to ask Scott on that because I have not done multiplayer.
You've not played multiplayer. That's all right. Doodles, have you had a chance?
Yeah, it gives you the option to pick a random hero to spawn in as a random hero. It'll throw you into somebody's game, whatever mission, it doesn't really matter. Or you can select like, hey, I'm going to be Cap this game no matter what. And then it'll find you a game where you can be Captain America. It plays similarly to, I would kind of say Destiny, because like you can just play with your friends. But it's more on the sense of so each character plays differently. You have your melee characters, like the Hulk, and then you have like Cap, who's majorly a melee character. Whereas if you play as Black Widow, you can be more range, or Hawkeye, you can be more range. and
that RPG type.
They really complement each other. And like I said with Miss Marvel, she plays kind of like your white mage.
Well, and
she's your healer if you want it.
Yeah, she complements every single character very well. Yeah. They adapted her very smooth. And believe it or not, I'm with you on this one, Scott. Like, she's got to be on my team.
Has to be.
Especially if she's throwing up that much complementary abilities to everybody else. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like she would have to be on the team at that point.
Arguably, in the game, Miss Marvel and Captain America are the best for side buffs. That's my opinion.
No, he's absolutely right. I second that, hands down. My brother-in-law, and shout out to my brother Jay. He, in fact, has every character leveled up, every single one of them. And his favorite to play with is Captain America.
Beautiful segue, Jay. Beautiful segue. How does the leveling up actually work in the game as well? Are you so I mean, obviously you assemble your team. Are you leveling up each character individually, unlocking things for them individually, or is it just an overall as you level up everybody does?
It's independent. Each one is independent. Okay. The first character I leveled up all the way just because I was playing it in such a cheesy way. Black Widow was my first one to hit level 50, and that's because I love playing the range focus. But I have them all leveled up to 50 now, just because once you hit level 50, you get a unique skin for that character. And I'm just gonna say my favorites is Iron Man. Iron Man's level 50 skin is just so baller. Once you get to it, it's so cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a lot of fun because it makes it so because each mission is ranked by what level they are. Okay. And it'll make it so you can't play a certain mission if you're not leveled up with that character. So I recommend playing them all equally, kind of like me and Jay have talked about in previous episodes about, I think it was like Arkham Knights we were talking about, we're going to level them all up equally. Yeah. So I recommend doing that with this game because if you do what I did and you had Black Widow up all the way to level 60 and everyone else was sitting in the 20s, it's going to be really
difficult.
Yeah, annoying to level the rest of them up because you know where you can be with your character. But once you get your characters all leveled up, I'd say it is a lot easier to transition through the levels because your accenting teammates will still buff you with the upgrades that you've gotten as you level them up. So I recommend leveling them up equally.
Okay. And how long does that ultimately take to try to level everybody up then?
It took me a day for each character. I did one character a day and I did the same mission nonstop. It was a hive mission and I was able to get each one upgraded within like 5 days.
Have you been bored, Doodles?
I've been bored.
There's nothing wrong with being bored, bro.
Nothing. Don't get me wrong. Like guys, by the way, I have officially hit well over 300 hours in Valhalla. So I get it when it comes to doing those repetitive. I get it. All right, so you level up your characters, you're progressing through. Now, we're not going to get too big into the end of the game at this point and how things kind of wrap up, just Jay not having finished. So let's move on.
We can talk about it.
Oh, no. We're going to move to something completely different at this point in time, and we're going to talk about some of the controversies that have come with this game. So the first controversy, because this game, as soon as it was announced, it almost immediately people were jumping down its throat because it was announced that Spider-Man was going to be a PlayStation exclusive. Now, how does that affect the game ultimately? Jay, I'll ask you this one. How does that affect the game if we don't have all of the characters or every console has a different character? Does it affect gameplay?
Actually, believe it or not, no.
Okay.
It will not. To me personally, it will not make a difference because if that was the case, then they would be making such a big deal over it with the whole Hawkeye thing that they just launched last week.
So good.
And I haven't even gotten a chance to play yet because I'm waiting to finish the campaign. But my whole point is, if that was going to be the case, just because he's a PlayStation exclusive, then why don't you go ahead and make, say, maybe a Mutant, the Xbox exclusive? You know what I mean? Like, I don't
X-Men know. Xbox exclusive.
Wolverine, maybe? You know what I mean? Like, you have Logan going up against fucking Sabretooth, and Sabretooth is doing something kind of crazy, or you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be.
That'd be really difficult to do with licensing, but
no, it wouldn't.
I have
yes and no. Sony has too much of. I think Sony has too much of a pull in the Marvel universe because of what's happening with Spider-Man. I can see it happening, but I still think that'd be difficult. Scott, what are you looking at? Sorry, man.
Getting X-Men involved is actually not a stretch at all.
Really? Okay, explain it. Go. No, I'm not saying getting them involved in the game.
It's kind of a. Well, yeah, no, I guess
licensing to be exclusive to Xbox. That's what I'm saying would be difficult.
But if you're wanting to get X-Men involved, it's actually not a stretch at all.
No.
I want Jay to finish the game before I talk more about it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not a stretch at all. I mean, if you like X-Men, you're gonna like the game. I mean, just play the game. Don't take too much of it from me. I'm not saying like, oh hey,
there's no real spoiler
in there. You know, just to be on the safe side.
All right.
Yeah, we can do that.
You guys like big Megazords?
All right, we're good there. All right, guys. So what else do we have?
I don't think that it would make too much big of a difference, though, Nate. Honestly.
That's fair. So let's talk then about the rest of it. So we had the recent Hawkeye release, and I know that caused some issues. What happened there? What happened with the Hawkeye release that fans weren't necessarily the biggest fans of?
I have no idea because it was awesome. So that, in my opinion, if you're mad at the Hawkeye release, I think you should just like get over it. But
the Hawkeye release so much better. What did they add with the Hawkeye release then? Let's go with on this one actually.
They added World Breaker Hulk. Oh my god,
the master.
I have not played the expansion, but I have seen reviews on the expansion, and I really want to stop playing the campaign just to play the expansion, but I have to finish the campaign so that I can understand what led to
playing against the master. What?
Let's move to Scott then for the question. What else was added? What made the addition so much better?
So if you like Old Man Logan and you like Hawkeye, that's cool. You're gonna like the expansion. But I want to go back to the controversy with the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah.
You know who should be mad is Sony people. You know who should be mad? PlayStation players, because we don't have him. We don't have him yet. He's not here.
What's the point in having a PlayStation exclusive that isn't even out as a PlayStation exclusive?
He ain't here. So as far as Xbox and PlayStation, we can all still be friends for a little longer because we don't got him either. But as far as the Hawkeye expansion, I think it is really cool. I think it's a lot of fun. I think they took what they did with Kate Hawkeye, and then they made it Kate Bishop's Hawkeye, and then with bringing Clint back, I thought it was awesome. I mean, I was waiting for it because the way the story plays out in general, you're waiting for this. So like. I don't know. I don't know why you'd be mad at the expansion. I hope you're not. I hope you're enjoying it.
I only saw a couple articles on it saying that it wasn't what people were quite expecting or wanting. Again, I actually haven't played the game at all because it's expensive and I'm broke. So I've only seen the reviews, and so far it seems like everything still remains fairly split down the middle as to whether people actually enjoy this game. And it's one, I don't think that there's really anything that can be added to the game that's not going to split people at this point. The Marvel universe is so split between so many different things, and you have such... You know what? I'm going to say it. Marvel has some of the most pretentious fans in the entire comic book realm.
Goddamn right.
And for that reason, there's nothing that they can add to the game at this point in time that will make people change their mind about whether or not they like it. If they like it, they're going to continue liking it. If they don't, they're not. And
this is you got right.
This is your opportunity. If you're a Marvel fanboy like me, this is your opportunity to play as the characters you love. Don't poop on it. This is our chance. Don't do this.
And please remember, as playing through these characters, this is not Fortnite. Okay.
Yes.
You are not playing as Wolverine right next to Aquaman. Okay, no, this is actually Marvel's Avengers. Eventually, down the line, just like they did with the Snyder Cut, you will have a DC game like that. Oh wait, they do. It's called DC Universe Online. That was trash, but still,
that's a whole different ball game. I wouldn't put the two of those on the same level.
You can run on the roof.
I'm just trying to make sure that everyone understands that this is actually an actual Avengers game. This is the game. You know what I mean? This is not Fortnite or where you're building stuff and you're shooting. This isn't an FPS. This is more of a RPG MMO in a sense. It's a great storyline. I think I like the game. I like the direction that it's going in. I'm enjoying myself. And this is the thing that gets me. You're always going to hear everyone's critics and everyone's a goddamn critic. Oh, this game was bad or this, that, and the next thing. Until I get a chance to play it myself. Now, if I ever come across some of the things that they came across, I probably still wouldn't complain. I bought the damn game. So I'm obviously enjoying it enough for me to finish it. So does it really make that much of a difference to hear someone else's opinion on this game? No. Why? I still bought the game and I'm enjoying it. And that's really what
that's all you can ask of a video game.
That's really what
video games are meant to be fun.
They're not at the end of the day.
Yeah, who cares what other people think? I would agree with you there, Jay. And I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Both of you seem to really be enjoying it. Let's go ahead and give our final thoughts on the game. Jay, go ahead and just progress on through there. Expand. What are your final thoughts and final rating?
My final thoughts of the game. If I had to give this game a Gaggle score, I would have to give this a 7.5 out of 10 Gaggles.
7.5 out of 10.
Just because they could probably still do a little bit more rendering on the PlayStation 4 part of it, and maybe add, I don't know, something great, because no game is ever going to be perfect. There's not going to be a game, and if there is a game that gets a perfect score, it wasn't made in this generation. It was made in a previous generation. I don't know, like
Pac-Man.
GoldenEye or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that is definitely a 10 out of 10 Gaggle game. But when you want to talk,
I'm gonna say Arkham City is a straight 10. Don't at me on that. Yes, Arkham City is a straight 10, and you cannot change my mind.
No, that is a straight 10 game, hands down. But there's still things in this game that need to be addressed. Of course, updates will always be given in this, that, and the next thing, which we're grateful for.
That's fair.
That's why I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. I am enjoying the game. I'm enjoying the story. I can't wait to see how much further I go with it. As soon as I get up there with Scott and my power level and stuff like that, then maybe I can hang with him without, dying immediately.
You can hang, bro. You can hang. I believe in you.
Do it.
I mean, I'm literally enjoying the game, and I'm actually moved it from playing on this little monitor here to a 4K TV.
This
gaming TV is so great, and it meets very well with these graphics, which is another reason why I gave it such a high score.
Good. And they have the 4K UHD PS5 and Xbox Series X updates now, so it is supposed to be real pretty by the time you get everything updated. So definitely a great take. Thank you, Jay. Scott, what about you? What are your final takes, final ratings of this game?
I'm gonna give it a Gaggle score of 7, just because I think the game ultimately plays beautifully. I've only had it crash on me once, and it was during the longest mission, so that's going to drop it half a score for me there. But the only problem I have is it has the same issue that God of War did with its bosses, but it's not the bosses, it's the level design. If you could give me some more levels where I don't know where everything is as I'm playing it, that would be great. The problem with Avengers that I run into is it feels like I played the same mission a lot, and that part is a little underwhelming, but it's okay to me because I'm still playing as my favorite superheroes. Their powers are still awesome, and I still think it's a really enjoyable game. I just wish there was more ground being covered. You know, show us a little more of your creativity on that side.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Excellent answer as well. Both of you with absolutely fantastic takes on it. Jay, just to make sure that we don't let it go unnoticed. We love the jacket. It is absolutely fantastic. Great choice. Yes, I just want to make sure you notice as you're, you know, we see you. We see you.
Yes, I love it. That's why I scooted back just to make sure I could see it.
Yes, yes.
This here it's really cool. I enjoy it a lot. You know,
that jacket is nice.
Yeah, it is very nice. Except don't wear it in the cold.
Jackets.
But other than that,
did you
there's
guys
pants
know?
that come with it too, but I ain't putting those on.
Yeah, you don't have to put those on for us at this point. We're good there. But speaking of jackets, guys, did you know that you can actually purchase button mashing merch on TeePublic? If you haven't had a chance to go check it out, please do. It's so cool. It's pretty cool at this point. You can get jackets, shirts, whatever else. Go check it out. We'll make sure that there's a link. Sorry, Jay, as we segue through, just want to try to get through and make sure that we can also thank Patrick, because Patrick is who makes all of this possible. He's the one that created the show. He's the one that helps put it on and make sure that it's possible and that it does air on time on Wednesdays, because it would not happen right now if it were up to me. So thank you so much, Patrick. You can catch Jay Moore, the gaming dad, and you can catch Scott at the Doodly Doo. Catch both of them. They're both doing their thing right now. We'll try to get myself as well at Nateslegend streaming. I've tried a couple of times here, and I'll likely be doing it tonight. Again, this is 28th, so it would have already passed. Nonetheless, everybody, please take care of your mental health and just keep on gaming.
Thanks, Dad.